I'm happy to announce that cinema has found its new comedy duo in Keke Palmer and SZA. So in one of them days, Keke Palmer and SZA are roommates living in this rundown apartment complex. SZA gives her boyfriend what was supposed to be their rent money, and of course he spends it not paying the rent, but doing other things with it. So now they must race against the clock to try and pay their rent before both of them get evicted. And now there's so many different storylines, but it never gets too crazy or too much where it becomes like difficult to follow what's going on. You can keep track of everything, and every single subplot is always in the back of your mind in some way. For example, Keke Palmer's character Dreux makes it known very early on that she has a job interview at 4. So the entire film, you're always like, your mind is always going back to that, like, okay, so while they're doing this, she also has to get ready for a job interview, and also all these other little things that are going on the side of that. And of course, you know, just saying that plot synopsis earlier, it kind of does give you a picture in your mind of what the film will probably follow. Like you kind of see the story outline just from hearing the plot description alone. You kind of do see like, okay, this is the structure it's gonna have, this is where certain beats are gonna happen. And you're right, it's a film that is formulaic and familiar, but it's also really elevated by its two central leads. Like I said earlier, Keke Palmer and SZA, they're fantastic in this. They are so good. Of course, we always expect the best from Keke Palmer. She's an amazing actress. We've seen that time and time again. But I was really blown away by how good SZA was in this. She was incredibly funny, but she also could really, you know, buckle down and make some dramatic moments hit. She had fantastic range in this. I was really shocked by her. They both give such incredibly naturalistic performances. Like the film itself is kind of big and over the top, but they play everything so straight. They react to everything in such a kind of realistic way. It really worked for me. Their characters both feel so lived in and real. I could watch 40 more movies with the two of them starring in it. Not only that, but every single character in this film is memorable. The main apartment complex does feel like a community, and the film feels incredibly personal and sculpted from reality. I haven't seen anything else from writer Sarita Singleton. I hope that's how you say your name. But it does feel, like I said, this film feels like a memory in some ways, or it feels very personal to her, and I really appreciated how much care and thought was put into just building the world here. In many ways, it is a celebration of the lower class. On top of that, the film itself juggles between so many different tones. It's not just a comedy. Of course, most of it is, like, I was laughing for most of it. It is big and over the top in a lot of ways. It does open with a gag that is pretty outlandish and almost kind of, you know, it reminded me of the bit in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 where he gets kicked by the horse. There's something like that happens early on. But like I said, it's also a film that's not afraid to get serious, and it takes those serious moments very seriously. I was shocked how, especially in the end, where things kind of really all of a sudden take a really kind of dark turn. And since we like these characters so much, we get really invested in these moments, and we feel the tension and the anxiety here. That's something that really I was really shocked by. I was expecting it to handle these moments, the more serious aspects of the film, with more of a joking wink and what is it called? Wink and side eye. But yeah, I was tongue in cheek. Wink and side eye? What the fuck was I thinking of? Tongue in cheek. I was expecting it to handle it in a tongue in cheek way, but it didn't. Of course, the resolutions to these more serious moments, they might be more comedic, but that doesn't mean it doesn't treat the situations themselves in a comedic way. It does treat them seriously, which is welcome. It's always welcome. And because it treats these more serious moments in a grounded manner, it also means this film isn't afraid to be really sincere and heartfelt. And it actually makes the argument that being heartfelt and honest and sincere is what will bring you success. The entire film is them trying to do like all these get rich quick schemes, like, we're gonna sell some really expensive shoes, or we're gonna take out a massive loan. And of course, all of these things, you know, it leads to wacky situations. But the way in which the conflict resolves is, of course, not any of those things. But I won't spoil what that is here, because I was really touched with the argument and the the themes of the film itself. It's a great, albeit familiar comedy that is really elevated by its two central leads, and it does actually have something really, really impactful to say. I wish this film all the success in the world. I'm giving this 4 stars out of 5. I had a really, really great time with it. I wouldn't be surprised if this rating went up later. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this film. I want to know what you guys thought of it. Did you guys enjoy it? Were you really impacted by the sense of community? And were you impacted by the message of the overall film? I want to know you guys' opinion on this. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and take care till next time. Long live cinema.